All right, so let's dive in. This is HTML, so let's dive in. So the first thing you do, you go and create a file. All right, so go to your desktop, anywhere you like the file to be. So I could just say new folder. I can call it HTML. Okay, so you come back here, click on file, click on open folder, and locate your folder. So this is my folder here, HTML. You select the folder and the environment is open. So the first thing you do, say yes, I trust the author. The next thing you do again is, now this is the file, this is the folder we created. The next thing is to create a file. We call the file index.html. Why? Because you can use any name, but I'll give you reasons why I use index probably in my next video. Most times when you want to host, it's very important, but I'll give you a detailed reason. Now this is .html. HTML is a file extension. HTML is a file extension. So there are many ways you can actually bring out the HTML structure. Let me give you the 2 ways. Click on Shift ! Hit the enter button. The HTML structure is here. Or let me Ctrl Z. Type in HTML5. You can see, double click and it's here. So these are ways you can actually just bring up your HTML structure. So in your HTML structure, you have the doc type, which is type of document, your language is English, and on the head section, you get to see the document. So this document is just telling the title of your website. So you could just say my first web page. My first web page. Okay, so my first web page. And you come to the body section. What do you want to be inside your first web page? That's the first question. So, of course, before you start coding, I tell people that before you start coding, there are so many things you need to know first. You have to bring out the structure, how your website will look like. That is in the situation where you don't have a UI, UX designer. Do you understand? So let's just say our first web page, we want to have a navigation bar, can have a nav bar, Alright guys, so let's build the header section. So for us to build the header section, all you need to do is just, let's put it in a comment. Alright, so this is how you put comments in HTML. You can see. So let's have this, you can see this is my first web page, or just say header, but me, I just want to have header. Alright, so the next thing here in my header section is not to declare the header. So we type in header, open and closing, and you can now have, let's have a div. Div is just division, how you divide, and just sections. So I can have my first div, I can have div, I'm going to give it a class of container, and the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have my h1. H1 is your headings where you have H1 to H6. So this time around, I'm going to give my H1. Now I'm going to call my H1. Let me just say, I'm going to give it a logo because I'm working on the header. So I have my H1. So open bracket H1. So my H1, I'm going to give it a class called logo. All right. Now, in between, I will have, let me just have my logo name, Renatech. All right, so I'm going to have another one. I will open a nav. So let's have a navigation bar. Let's have a navigation bar. When I show you this on the browser, you will see what I'm talking about. So normally after your logo, what you get to see is your nav bar. So your nav bar is like your home page, about us, services, and the rest of them. So I'm going to have a nav. I haven't closed my div yet because they are all going to be in the same container, so I'm not going to close it at the moment. So let me have a nav, open tag, have my nav. Inside my nav bar, I'm going to have all of these in my nav bar. So what's this? Let me explain one after the other. All right, so I have my LI. LI here is list item. So first of all, I have my UL on ordered list. So inside my UL, I have list item. So inside this list item, you have my anchor tag, href, where it's taking me to. I'm going to explain all of this. Now, let's view this on the browser. So Ctrl S is for save. How do you know that this website is not saved yet? Did you see this dot here? It means it's not saved yet. So the moment you do Ctrl F, you can see the dot is no longer there. So it is saved now. So I'm going to run this on the browser and give you a proper. So how do you run on the browser? There are two ways. You can actually just go to your folder and run, or you can right click here or anywhere on the page and look for Open with Live Server. So when it's Open with Live Server, it's taking us to our Chrome or your browser. That is your browser here can be the default browser of your system. So this is what you have here. This is my logo. This is the About Us, the Home, About, and Contact. Now, why is it showing like this? I want to see it here, like it should be showing somewhere here. Yet it can't show. Now that's because we have not included our CSS to it. So the moment we put our CSS, you'll see this thing working. So I think I'm going to make another video where we'll build a full website, including the HTML and the CSS. But for now, I just wanted to introduce us to HTML. HTML is hypertext markup language, and to also show you how you can create a folder. You've created a folder, how you can bring it up to your Visual Studio Code and at least write some few lines of code. Do not worry, my next video we're going to have a full video on how you can build a proper website. Thank you. Bye.